it looked like it was a mixed pod between the 69, sorry. Oh. Start again, it's horrendous. So within about 30 seconds of seeing the pod, Nick actually saw the big bull of the 64s, which is Sanday. So, and there was a pod, the pod was about 5 or 6. There's too many numbers!
We've got Orca!
Yay!
The conditions are horrendous, it's so windy. From what we can see, we had Buster in the 65s the other day. But I thought it might be Sanday in the 64s. We're at Duncansby Head. It's nice and sunny, so windy. But it might be Sanday in the 64s. We're so happy to see Orca again. Third time in a couple of weeks, so we're buzzing. We're just trying to get some footage, some pictures and whatever we can.
It's so shaky, it's so windy.
So hard to take pictures, trying to hold the camera and it's just like swaying like that, so it's just amazing seeing them, and then whatever we get, but yeah, they're in pretty close. They're just down there somewhere. There they are. It's so good seeing them again. Whoever it is, I think it might be Sanday, but if we're wrong, we'll let you know later. This is absolutely mental, but it's so good seeing them just below us and rolling. I just missed a spy hop as well.
I missed it as well.
I just recorded the last video and I said to Charlotte, did you get that spy hop? And she missed it as well, so yeah. At least I saw it with my eyes. It was so cool. They're still just there. It's so windy.
You can't hear us at all either. You probably can't hear us.
Yeah, I'm probably recording this whole video and there's going to be no audio, so whatever happens. we've lost them in the rough waves at the moment. Last seen sort of heading southeast, but
yeah,
whether they come in again at some point, we're not sure.
I'm not sure. We're gonna give it a go anyway. Right, see them further down the coast if they come in.
They couldn't have turned up yesterday when the weather was perfect. They always like to turn up on days like this.
Yeah, we did say that this morning. We said yesterday was too nice for them to show up. Yeah. It's such an experience.
Yeah.
So it's been a couple of days since we've seen the orca, and we were watching them just here off this lighthouse, which was just amazing. We're out looking again, but yesterday the weather was horrendous, so after they kind of went slightly offshore the other day when we were watching them, we didn't really manage to catch up with them again, which was a bit of a shame, but it was just amazing to see them. We're still buzzing now. When we look back on the back of the camera at the time, it actually looked like 169 was there as well, and when we've looked at the photographs, when we've got them up onto the... So when we've looked at the photos a bit closer, it looked like it was a mixed pod between the 69... Sorry. Oh. So when we've looked back at the photographs, it actually looks like it was a mixed pod between the 169s, which was 169 herself, the matriarch of that pod, and the 64s, and... So within about 30 seconds of us seeing them, Nick actually thought he saw... start again, it's horrendous. So within about 30 seconds of spotting the orca, we actually saw, well, Nick spotted Sanday, part of the 64. So within about 30 seconds of seeing the pod, Nick actually saw the big bull of the 64s, which is Sanday. So, and the pod was about 5 or 6. There's too many numbers. There's so many numbers. Okay, so within about 30 seconds of seeing the pod, Nick noticed the big bull, Sanday. And we did see another member from the 64s in there as well. So it wasn't until we looked back on the photos that we actually noticed that 169s were there as well. Because at the time we thought it was just the 64s. Which I'm probably confusing with all these numbers. But yeah, they're a really cool pod to see. And it's been a while since we've seen those pods. The 64s were actually the very first orca that we saw. And we actually saw them in the Pentland Firth here. Just between here and Orkney. So they're a really special pod to us. And I think the last time we saw them was probably on Shetland, so it's been a little while since we've seen them, and yeah, we're just so buzzing.
The last time we saw them there with Buster and the 65s off Orkney in October.
There you go.
Charlotte's having a mare today, as you can tell.
Yeah, well, you might have also noticed on the videos that our faces were incredibly red, and it's because we've been sat down at Nice Point for like 13-hour days, and we've been completely roasted by, I'll say it hasn't been hot, it never is hot, but we've had sunshine and we've just been so exposed to like the wind, so maybe my brain's gone as well as my skin.
Yeah, we've had a right couple of weeks. We were, the morning of seeing Buster and the 65s, which was only a few days ago, we were sat on the very western point of the Isle of Skye, and it was about lunchtime. We saw that a report had gone up, but they were off not far from here. They were heading south, so we thought, oh, we're just going to go for it. Didn't expect it, and about 4.5 hours later we got Buster and the 65s as well, so yeah, it's been an amazing couple of weeks, and we've been all over Scotland, and yeah, we're just really happy that we've seen so far 3 different pods on this trip.
It was just incredible. And actually the pod that we saw off here, the 169s and 64s, as you can see from the footage, the weather was, well, it wasn't raining thankfully, but the wind was horrendous. Some of the worst wind that we've ever experienced while trying to spot orca. So the footage makes you feel like you're on the sea, like it's kind of rippling and it's a bit strange, so we apologise that it's a bit all over the place.
It was so hard to get. We were just happy to see them in the end, and yeah, any footage we got was a bonus.
It really was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.
In a bit.
Bye! Loads comes out.